Hey YouTube, coming at you, Great League team that it was like I was actually doing really, really bad. And I'm just like, I'm just going to go with three of the better Pokemon in the Great League meta, and I don't even care if the team doesn't make sense or not. So I went to Azumarill because that with the bubble buff and all the Mud Boys, I think it's very strong because of all like the Mud Boys and Poliwrath. I think it's very strong there. Plus Gligar, you can super effective Ice Beam. Gligar, just your coverage for grass because you need some coverage for grass because Medi is my other one. Like Medi, I said in my other video, underrated. Um, kind of have some coverage for a lot of the stuff. There are some things that you have a lot of trouble with, and you are going to see that come to play in the back line, a couple of my losses. So, does this team work? Can you theoretically just put in three super strong Pokemon, and even if the team doesn't make total sense, can it work? And the answer is yes. And you are going to see, I think I've got a couple more teams, but I actually started going a little off my regular team building for two teams coming up soon in the Great League that I played last week that really worked well. In fact, one which, like, if you saw a certain Pokemon, you would just like top left because you lost. But I ran, I think, like, not even exaggerating, I played 8 sets with the team, like 40 games, and I probably went 32-8, something like that. Multiple 5-0s, a lot of 4-1s, but the team doesn't actually make sense. And it's kind of what I've tried to build teams that make sense. I tried to build balanced teams like this Skarmory Lantern, Skarmory Swampert with a safe swap Sableye or safe swap whatever. Like, I've tried to make sense with teams, and I was having trouble. And I was having trouble just because of like the meta. The meta is a lot of the Mud Boys like Whiscash, and then there's Poliwrath, and then there's Gligar you gotta deal with, and then there's everyone was trying to Annihilate. So I was like, okay, let's try this team that just is all this, and then you're gonna see a double ground team coming up. I went Quagsire and Clodsire on the same team, which that can cause you some trouble too. But that team worked out. And then this other team I was talking about is double week 2 Fire. It has a Venusaur and an Ace Sandslash, both Shadow. And that was a team that I went like 32-8 with. So although I would prefer to do just like a smart team build, either a smart like balance team or a smart like ABB team, or smart like two attack heavy Pokemon with one shield Pokemon, or like one attack heavy Pokemon, two shield Pokemon, or something. Or like, I've got a variety of team builds I can use. I found that I'm actually having the most success with kind of like throwing whatever together right now. And that's very, very, very counterintuitive to what I've always showcased on this channel. In fact, I've always talked about how you should, team building is like 80% of this game, right? If you team build properly and you know how to use your Pokemon in the team, like, you can do very, very well in the Great League. And I've always showcased that. But this I don't know, I dropped like, I was at 2,900, and then I dropped to 2,400. And now with that Venusaur Ace Sandslash team, I'm filming this Thursday night. So before, I don't know when this is going to, maybe on the weekend, maybe on Monday. I'm back up to 2,850. And it was basically a combo of like this team, which doesn't make sense, the double ground team, which doesn't totally make sense, and the Sandslash Venusaur team, which doesn't make sense realistically, just because you have like so many double weaknesses and stuff. But they worked. So yeah, this team, if you're gonna use this team, so like I started 5-0 with this team, and I thought like, oh, this team's great, and then I like got like hard countered, and like the back I ran into like the Azumarill double ghost line, and then I had like another, I forget what other Pokemon like kind of hard counter this team or something like that. Like, you'll see the losses coming up. But yeah, I had a lot of problems in the back end with this. How does the team work? The thing is, like, theoretically, Azumarill, Gligar, Medi are all safe enough to kind of play around a lot of matchups. So on the lead, like as long as I say, like obvious ones you get out, Gligar's your safe swap. Get out of your Lanturns. Get out of your Grass into Gligar. Gligar safe swap. So here's like the obvious one. The back line is super weak to Azumarill, especially running Dynamic Punch on Medi. Yeah, so like I like ice like that, like Frost, like Water Fairy, and I was gonna say ice like Frostlass. Like Frostlass will kill Gligar Medi. Jellicent. There's a lot of things that just like dominate the back line, and Jellicent would actually be the Azumarill too. So there's just a lot of things that this team could go wrong against. But again, that didn't stop me from starting 5-0 with this team. Here, I'm just coming in because I thought like getting ahead on energy here, shielding up one player off, and just coming out with like 100 energy is probably going to be a good situation to be in. Bubbles are nice, but a little slow. Out comes the Mandibuzz, so we are going to just spam these ice punches. Fortunately, Mandy is very, very tanky, so we're just going to keep spamming, and we're probably eventually going to try and catch a move on Gligar. So maybe I can see myself going like one more counter and switching to Gligar here. Yeah, and that's how you easy catch, because that's a very common... I always go over, like, again, if you've been around for this channel, you probably know, but I'm getting some new subscribers every day. Almost at 20,000, so welcome one and all. One of the easiest ways to catch, in my opinion, is after a charge move, all opponents want to seem to do one fast move and then throw their charge move, right? So you just saw that in the Mandibuzz matchup there. I went one counter, they went one Snarl, and I know they want to go one Snarl and throw, so able to just throw the counter and catch on the Gligar. It's just a very common strategy for throwing. So there's like a couple. This is gonna be a very not focusing on the matchup video, because I want to talk about team building at the beginning, and now what was I? The ways to catch. So in my opinion, there's 3 ways to catch a move, and depends on who your opponent are. So I said the first one there is a lot of people after a charge move want to throw one move and throw their charge move. It's almost like a comfort thing. It's one because you don't want your opponent to like just get a full fast move through, right? Because if your opponent throws a charge move and then you come out as you didn't CMP though, like if your opponent throws a charge move or you throw a charge move, and then your opponent, like whoever doesn't, the other person wants to throw a charge move. If they throw a charge move right away, your opponent will get the full fast move through, right? So anywhere from 1 to 5. Like 1, I don't actually care too much. If it's a 1-turn fast move, I'm almost always throwing like that instead of doing the 1 fast move back. I should start saying player A, player B, because I can like hear myself and how confusing this sounds. So player A throws a charge move. Player B has a move ready. So player B has 2 options. If they just throw their charge move right away after coming out of the move, player A move, player A gets a full fast move through, which is why a lot of player Bs do not want to just throw right away. So what a lot of player Bs do is they throw one fast move and then their charge move, just to like try to minimize player A's fast move energy generation that they get. The problem is it's a very obvious catch. So that's how I catch there. On the other end, if you are playing someone who actually knows how to count properly, what a lot of people try to do is they try to wait till you get to your like one before your move to throw. So in an example, if player B has a charge move and I'm player A with Gligar and they know it takes 5 wing attacks to get to an aerial ace, they will often go to 4 wing attacks and then throw. They'll wait till I go to 4 and then they will throw their charge move. because they want me to like maximize as much as I can get, but not get to the charge move. So that way I like almost feel forced to shield or something like that. So this is the 5-0. So that is another time that you can catch. And then they're probably going to have an answer here. And there's your zoomer on the back, which is tough. And then the third time that I find is easy to catch is basically end game. Player A has an opponent, has one Pokemon. No, player A has two Pokemon. Player B has one Pokemon. Player B and player A are both very low on health with their Pokemon, but they're both getting to the charge room like pretty much at the same time. So much so that if player B doesn't throw their charge move like right when they get to the move, player A is likely to get to their move. So they kind of have to throw right when they get to the move, or else they're going to go down, or player A is going to get to their move. So they kind of have to throw right when they get to their charge move. So player A can easily catch on their other Pokemon, knowing that they're not going to like try and do like a half-second delay or anything, because like if that half-second delay, like one of the tricks that you've probably seen on Rise and Though, and they always talk about it, is to avoid being caught on, all you need to do is wait until your opponent's in their fast move animation, right? So they always say wait half a second, because like they say wait half a second because unless it's a one-turn move, half a second, the shortest is outside of one-turn moves. One-turn move is a half a second, but if it's a 2 and above, it's a 1 second, 1.5 to 2.5 seconds long. So if you wait half a second, your opponent will throw their fast move, and then you can throw your charge move because they will be mid animation in their fast move, so they will be unable to catch. So that's when you hear people talk about waiting half a second to throw your charge move to avoid your opponent catching, that's what they mean. But yeah, you can't wait that half second if like one more fast move or your opponent's charge move is going to take you out, right? So you have to kind of throw your move right when you get to it, which makes it an easy sort of catch. So that's team building and that's catching. Anything else I should talk about while we have the remainder of the battles going through? Another 5 minutes to go. What other key knowledge things can I drop here? Let me know in the comments if there are some like other type of videos. I did a video? Oh no, I already did the updated. I feel like there was another the video that I've done like 2 years ago that someone said that I should update. So I did update do PvP IVs matter? So you can go check out that video. I have updated do XL Pokemon matter? So I've updated that. Is there a way I can organize by oldest here? Maybe I'll go to my playlist because it's probably in my like game mechanics playlist. Oh. Okay, playlists. I'm just trying to think like what other videos I can do that aren't just like teams. Because I feel like some of these like learning things are why people are here, right? Because this channel has essentially like a lot of I'd say the majority, if not all, of the Pokemon Go PvPers are shoutcasters, which mean they talk about their matchups. Like they're like it's a play-by-play announcer. Like imagine you're watching like basketball or hockey. They're doing a play-by-play of the matchup. I don't really do that. I try and teach you about the Pokemon and the matchups and what makes Pokemon strong and teams strong. So I'm trying to I'm just looking through my old game mechanics videos. I got 15 videos. One of my oldest ones 2 years ago, PvP tips and tricks. Now this was two things you can't even do anymore, because the title is fast move denial. You can't do that anymore. Avoiding sack swaps. So avoiding sack swaps is essentially what I just taught you about, like waiting that half a second and stuff like that, and just knowing those like times that your opponent's going to catch. CMP ties, which is very much a thing, and then transferring damage. So fast move denial for sure isn't there. Transferring damage, it's like bug dependent. Like Tho just showed like one of the bugs where like if you like leave mid animation, sometimes it doesn't show up on your other Pokemon, which is really weird. But a lot of those PvP tips and tricks are outdated. But I could maybe do an updated tips and tricks video. If you have any like tips and tricks that I should like put in a video, drop those in the comments. Let me know. I have a 2-year-old video of what to use elite fast and elite charge TMs on for PvP. I could update that video. I did a baiting video, not a ton of views, but when should you bait and when should you call a bait? One of my most popular videos is tips to become legend in Pokemon Go. I put it out over a year ago, so it's probably like closer to 2 years now, a year and a half. And it's baiting, win condition, undercharging, team recognition, catching charge moves, transferring damage. Again, you can't really do that, and jumping around tough matchups. So I did something like that. So I could do some like just tips and tricks of that, like that. Yes, stuff like something that I have done in the last 2 months. Fast move optimization, game mechanics. So game mechanics, it's called, if you want to look it up, 2 months ago, game mechanics, fast move optimization, game mechanics, counting fast move and charge moves. Do IVs matter for PvP in 2024? Tried to timestamp that for the next, and got good views there. And a fun one, GBL algorithm. Does it exist? How do you beat it? One of my most, it's so funny because it was over Christmas and I needed to bank because I was heading back to Hamilton for like 5-6 days. So I wanted to like film in advance and bank videos that I could just like put out. So I could actually like take like 3 or 4 days while I was home for Christmas to just like not do videos. So I'm like, the GBL algorithm, that's kind of a funny one. And oh man, I have never ever had both as much engagement on a video and subscribers from a video as I have on that video. Let me go to my statistics here for a second just to show you like give you an example. So most of my videos, like 4,000, 5,000, I think are average. Top teams, like you'll always see me put out top teams because the top teams are very searchable. So top teams always do 10 to 15,000 views, right? So that's like already like double what my average normal team does. So you'll always see top teams from me, basically because they're very searchable and very, so it's a good way to get subscribers and it's a good way to get more like recommendations out there. So you'll always see those from me. But yeah, like 3,000-4,000, like some stronger teams I'll get like 5,000. So like I said, this GBL, the video got like, the algorithm, doesn't matter, got close to 12,000 now. My average comments, just looking at the videos around it, 40 comments, 45 comments, 30 comments, 54 comments. The algorithm video, 435 comments. So we're looking at like 10 times more than I normally do. And then subscribers for a video could be anywhere from like bad end, like maybe like 3 to 5 for a video, new subscribers. The top team subscribers, I usually get like 10 to 15 subscribers on. I've got 93 new subscribers from people watching this algorithm video and then click and subscribe. So it's really funny that that was like just like a banked one, and I knew it kind of caused controversy because it's a big issue, but it was just like a funny just how much it took off and the engagement it got on it. Anyways, that is it. Hope you learned some stuff from the video because that's basically what this one was. Not so much the team. But yeah, I'll show you the runs with the other two teams I was talking about earlier, and then I don't know when this is going up, but I'm in the middle of working on Hisui Cup, and then maybe I'll go back to Great League. I'll see. We'll see how this meta is. I think it's gonna be very limited, but we'll see. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.